Redmond.
And I'm Blue Moon.
Yes, we're twins.
And this is the first thing anyone ever notices about us when we're together.
But recently, a lot of people online have been comparing us
to the Da Vinci twins.
Da Vinci?
Like, a lot. So we decided we might as well talk about common twin tropes
and their effects on social media while discussing the psychology of being a twin.
on top of talking about our own personal experience being twins.
Because being a twin online
And in real life
can be very,
interesting.
To begin this breakdown, let's talk about who exactly the Da Vinci twins are.
And what tropes they fit into first.
Who painted the Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa. Yeah. Da Vinci?
Who painted the Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa. Da Vinci? They are two Hungarian fraternal twin brothers from Canada.
That are known as the Voros twins online, or
Da Vinci?
they are a part of a new wave of internet comedy I like to call purposely being cringe all the time to the point where no one knows if it's a joke anymore.
Do you support Lady Gaga being the queen?
Of course we do.
Of course.
Why wouldn't we?
Another creator I personally follow who does this is Judy Hopslover69 on TikTok. If you know, you know.
Hey there, Sarah barks. Ruff, ruff.
Of course, most people know that these creators are joking. Although they take their online personas so seriously
That you'll never really see them act outside of
their personas.
2 years ago, we made a video talking about common twin tropes in media, and we came up with 5 negative categories twin characters often fit into,
And 5 positive categories. The Da Vinci twins capitalize on being twins by feeding into the public's love for 2 common negative twin tropes.
the creepily similar twins,
And the circus attraction twins. Creepily similar and circus attraction twins in media often dress the same, finish each other's
sentences.
and don't have individual thoughts or autonomy outside of being with each other.
Their whole point is that they're clones of each other, and it's either played up to be extremely creepy or extremely funny. From a storytelling standpoint, characters that follow this trope are often so similar they could have just been one character and the plot wouldn't have changed much at all.
Overall, you can just tell they're placed there because twins are just so bizarre, and that's the whole point. Tweedledee and Tweedledum are good examples of the circus attraction twins since they are put into Alice in Wonderland to emphasize Wonderland's strangeness.
They are basically exact copies of each other, made to be looked at as weird and laughed at.
Speak, boys. Amuse us.
It's especially wild when considering the fact that in the books, Tweedledee and Tweedledum were just written to be brothers and were later changed to be twins specifically for the cartoon movie.
Disney really said, what weird creature can I put in an alternate reality? A giant talking caterpillar?
Check.
How about a dragon?
Check.
And a talking rabbit?
Check.
Oh yeah, and how can I forget the freakiest thing of all?
A pair of human twins. Guess what?
Thing 1 and Thing 2 are confirmed to be twins.
Yes, Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Similar to Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Thing 1 and Thing 2 were made to be twins to emphasize how weird and magical the Cat in the Hat is. Dr. Seuss really said, you know what's funny? Twins!
Let's make them exact copies of each other and call them things. And I won't even give them half-ass names like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I'm just gonna give them numbers for names.
Number 1 and number 2.
Very humanizing, bro.
Super humanizing.
Sometimes creepily similar twins are used in horror movies to make the audience feel unsettled.
Because what's scarier than ghosts, murderers, and psychological torture?
Why twins, of course.
Fun fact, when bringing the Shining twins to life for the movie, Stanley Kubrick was inspired by this photo of identical twins taken by Diane Arbus in 1967.
The twins in this photo are 7 years old and are named Kathleen and Colleen. They were attending a small town Christmas party when Arbus spotted and photographed them. Arbus's intention with taking this photo was to capture the differentness and identicalness, and yes, she did that.
When I look at this picture, I see 2 normal twin sisters who have similarities but also obvious differences.
Do you know what some people see? Ew, they're so similar, it's creepy! Look at these freaks, they're so similar, it's abnormal!
Let's put them in my horror movie.
Which is just so wild to us, because here's a photo of us around the same age as those twins at our family's Christmas party.
And the original photo to me just looks like a normal picture of twin girls, so it's just so strange that it somehow got twisted into being viewed as like creepy and uncanny.
It just rubs me the wrong way.
Look, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but we read a lot of scientific articles for this video, and you would be surprised just how many of them use words like freak,
or freakish or in Freak Mint to describe twins in their official scientific publications. Our mom was told she would never have kids anymore, but when she found out she was having twins, her doctor deadass said,
"Wow, they're really just freaks of nature, huh?" And to all you doctors out there, bitch, I'll show you a fucking freak.
I'm about to freak all over you. You're in a Freak Mint. Bitch, you're in a Freak Mint. Fuck you. It's common for doctors and scientific people to be like, they're freaks.
And isn't that weird? Why are we just letting that
It's
happen?
giving circus. It's giving sideshow attraction. Why is that so common? I don't know.
Maybe I'm just making a big deal over nothing, but what the hell, damn. What we're getting at here with all of this yapping is that the general public, the non-twins of the world, the muggles, the normies if you will, the losers if you will, finds entertainment in twins who play into their fantasies of being like extremely similar.
I mean, just look how many shows exploit twins for viewership. Yes, some of these twins' lives are a little unconventional,
But it really just feels like they're modern day P.T. Barnuming these twins out, if you know what I mean.
But back to the Da Vinci twins. They obviously know about the public's desire to see twins act creepily similar, and so they capitalize on it.
Yeah, like if you're just randomly scrolling and you see like it's like a set of twins, like the same hair, the same laugh, everything, and it's like
I mean, I get it. It's a lot to take in. Like if I was scrolling through Twitter, I'd be like, what's going on? But I think we look kind of silly.
More times than not, their style of comedy is to make themselves into a sort of circus attraction for others' entertainment. They have the same weird but iconic pineapple haircut, for lack of a better word, and always dress the same. They also talk in unison and even synchronize their laughs or other movements in videos like this.
Guys, our kitten is so ticklish. We'll show you. Tickle, tickle.
The Da Vinci twins do all of this because they want people to laugh at them, make them a meme, and create a viral soundbite from one of their videos. It's how they get attention and money.
Okay, last question. What is your favorite racial slur?
I'm gonna write the N-word. We ready? We're ready.
3, 2, 1.
Taking a look behind the Mona Lisa, we discovered that the Da Vinci twins are 31 years old.
Their actual names are Chris
and Patrick.
Online, they're known as comedians.
Although they're also professional wrestlers. Whoa, professional! Which makes everything make sense.
Wrestling nowadays is all about having a memorable persona.
Which honestly, it's similar to performance art to me.
It is. Being the Da Vinci twins is low-key fun.
It is.
You should try
a good time. We do sound like the Da Vinci twins.
I think I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Considering all of this, their content is strangely inspiring to us. The Da Vinci twins are using their twinness to their advantage
In order to live out their childhood dreams of being pro wrestlers together. Which is why we can't bring ourselves to hate them no matter how cringe they are and no matter how many negative twin tropes they play into for attention.
because they're just doing whatever they can to stick out, and it's working.
I'm all for twins profiting off of twin stereotypes over non-twins feeding into negative twin tropes for their own personal gain.
So honestly, we feel honored to be compared to the Da Vinci twins.
Call us the Red Moon and the Blue Moon.
But anyways, you might be sitting here thinking, sure, these tropes are lazy and repetitive, but how exactly are they harmful to twins in real life?
Well, the short answer is society. And the long answer is, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
But we especially like the Da Vinci twins because
Help me! My twin is drowning! But I'm not gonna give him CPR because we're not the Island Boys.
They don't do the one thing we hate the most about other twins catering to twin tropes for attention. Kissing each other.
yeah, we're not going to talk about the Island Boys for too long,
But they're a set of identical twins named Alex and Frankie that, like the Da Vinci twins, got popular on social media because people made them into a meme.
Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm a just island boy.
but after they started losing some of their fame, they decided to post a video kissing each other to promote their OnlyFans, and when asked about why the fuck they thought that was okay, they were quoted saying,
We're twin brothers. We came out of the womb together. We grew up together. It's not really disgusting if it's twins.
hello?
You're literally siblings times 2,000. Like, twins are literally just super close siblings in the literal sense, but also in the genetic sense.
Like, being a twin doesn't make incest any less weird, y'all.
I think it makes it 10 times worse. But if we take a look at the psychology behind being a twin,
Then maybe we can start to understand why the response possibly made any sense to them.
according to G. Thomas Corser, the author of Telling the Silent Twins Apart,
Theories of child development suggest twinhood can impede individuation, stating, clearly identity is a much greater problem for the identical twin. Data collected in a 1978 study done by Jean B. Kozak called Identical Twins Perception of the Effects of Twinship strongly suggests the possibility of twin behavior being learned behavior occurring as a result of socialization experiences. In Kozak's study, 5 sets of male twins and 5 sets of female twins ages 23 to 34 were interviewed about their reactions to and perceptions of the effects of being a twin. I don't feel I was an individual or person until the age of 12 or 13. I was an entity. I was one of 2. I was a twin. People treated us alike. Everything was identical. I feel being a twin is being cursed to a degree. Each individual may want to break apart, but their social context, their friends and their families, keep them together. We were dressed alike, people were more aware of us, and made sure we knew what we were. We were reminded of the fact that we were twins. We wore a label, one of the twins. When we were younger and dressed alike, I felt more like a twin. Other people made me feel like a twin more so than myself when I always felt like an individual.
Despite this study being done 45 years ago, so much of what these twins experienced growing up still holds true to most twins' lived experiences today. As a twin, you're simply born with a sibling and society conditions you to become a twin. You're no longer your own individual person as you're turned into an entity known as the twins. Personally, we were born the youngest of 6 kids. We had 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters, and in our heads as little 6-year-olds, we just thought everyone came in pairs. We even gave all of our toys a pair because that's what we thought was natural, which is similar to what one set of twins who had 7 siblings reiterated in Jean Kozak's study. I never really thought about being a twin. There were 3 other people in my family who looked like me, not just my twin. I just assumed that my twin and I were brothers. Being a twin wasn't that significant. We kind of got lost in the shuffle. Which we agree with. I just viewed Red Moon as my sister who I was close with. We pretty much felt like individuals until we entered dun 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 society.
Preschool. A lot of kids are actually intimidated by us since we looked the same and only hung out with each other. They'd stare at us like we were the shining twins, so as a result, we thought those kids were weird and avoided talking to them. Because again, from our perspective, we were just 2 normal siblings.
Socially, we agree that being a twin can sometimes feel like a curse because no matter what you do, people will always view you as a twin first.
Even if you separate yourselves as individuals later in life, the twin label will always follow you.
As a twin, you will always be judged based on how you do or don't play into the twin fantasy. Just like Halil Schwartz said, to be 2 or not to be 2 is a question a lot of twins get answered for them.
Things get even more complicated when you take into account the culture you grow up in.
According to G. Thomas Corser, the phenomenon of identical twins challenges Western culture's valorization of the unique individual.
In American culture, individualism is subconsciously associated with success, so hypothetically, the more independent you are, the more successful you will be. As a result, twins who are close stand out and tend to be seen as unindividuals.
Which I think is the main cause of a lot of negative twin stereotypes being depicted and subsequently accepted. Being similar is demonized, and twins are often pushed to work towards separating from each other.
Echoing the statement of, remember, it's only when you're your own individual can you succeed at life.
One of our preschool teachers reviewing how we're adjusting to school wrote about Blue Moon stating,
prefers to just be with Red Moon. And another one, prefers to just be with Red Moon. Subsequently urging our mom to fix what she deemed to be a supposed negative in my development. So you love me? So you love me, right? You love me? You love me?
Being a twin growing up in America can often lead to contradictions. Society pushes you and your sibling together to live under a shared identity known as the twins, but then strangely punishes you for being too similar at the same time.
We noticed everyone thinks younger twins are cute and adorable, so they get dressed the same and are often referred to as those cute twins, but as we got older, people tended to view us as creepily close.
Because choosing to be together as you get older is considered strange and weird, so we're often pushed to separate.
Interactions went from, oh, you guys are so cute, you were so lucky to have each other, to, when are you separating? Don't you want your own rooms? Don't you want to go to different schools and be in a relationship? When are you leaving your sister alone? Stop clinging to your sister, you parasite!
Literally, we're not even joking. Some people are literally terrified of twins.
Recently, we went to Michael's and had the typical twin conversation with the cashier until it got weird.
Hello. Oh, are you guys twins? Yeah, we're twins.
Can you tell?
Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, even your teeth are the same. I guess they kind of look similar.
A little similar.
Ew. Okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you. See ya. Bye.
I'm gonna need backup in the front. I was born a twin and I'll die a twin is a fire-ass quote by June Gibbons, who is famous for, guess what, being a twin.
Her and her sister, Jennifer Gibbons, were so close to each other that they developed their own secret language that only they could understand.
They became famous because they were very close and are now known as the Silent Twins. Anyways, their extreme closeness manifested as a result of the regular societal otherment of twins.
June and Jennifer were isolated in a white community where they were bullied and subjected to racial taunts, and combined with their speech impediment,
they had a difficult time speaking to the people that even attempted to understand them. Personally, we think that being a twin can be a surprisingly pretty isolating experience.
I can't tell you how many times we've been told, wow, I wish I had a twin, you always have someone there for you.
Joan A. Friedman, a twin expert, psychologist, author, and twin herself, called this phenomenon the twin mystique.
We're also taken up with what I call the twin mystique. Twins are soulmates, they're telepathic friends forever, they never want to be separated, and they're never alone. And so parents buy into this, the movies, books, everyone does, and then they project this onto the children, and the children in a way feel like they have to live up to that.
When we were younger, we equated this otherment to feeling like we were two people stuck alone on an island in the middle of a vast ocean. Yes, we have each other on that island, but there's no one else around.
I can't tell you how many times we were ignored as kids because adults would go, it's okay, they can entertain each other. Or how many friendships we missed out on because people felt too intimidated to approach us.
People would often think, what could I bring to the table when they already have each other?
According to Thomas Corser, in the case of June and Jennifer, school authorities proposed forcibly separating them.
Articulating the suggestion in the same terms used to justify the surgical separation of conjoined twins.
They are dying in each other's arms, and we must save one of them,
even if it's at the price of the other. Okay, obviously, not every pair of twins has trouble separating from each other.
I know a few sets of twins, and a lot of them have different friend groups, go to different colleges, and have vastly different personalities, interests, and appearances.
They'll even move apart from each other, go off and get married, and live separate lives altogether. Which is totally normal and valid. Like we said, at the end of the day, being a twin is just like being a sibling to someone.
But in rarer cases, some twins are fine just coexisting for their entire lives, although society pressures twins to separate as soon as they become adults.
Which to us is just like unfair and hypocritical.
Look, I've been pretty conditioned to rely on my sister due to many aspects of my life, and now I'm just expected to be ripped away from her and to not freak out like some overly attached chihuahua being left by my owner while they go to work.
What the fuck?
To dream more drop time! But like we said earlier, we grew up with 4 older siblings, being the youngest out of 6. We were 6 years old when our mom went through a messy divorce in 2008.
With all that being said, our childhood was a bit chaotic, and being raised by a single mother meant money was tight, so we were forced to share a lot.
We shared the same room, all of our toys, and some of our clothes.
Besides being in different classes at school, in our personal lives, we were never separate.
We never spent a day without each other or with our mom separately from one another.
We were left to our own devices and often comforted each other when things went wrong.
Looking back on our childhood, our mom once stated, "Thank God you had each other." The way we live life now all trickles back to how we were forced to share as kids.
Even as adults, we share a lot of things, such as a room, a car, and sometimes the same job. We even went to the same college, got the same degree, and dormed solely with each other for 4 whole years.
Personality-wise, we also share 99% of the same interests, but we also share things we don't really need to share anymore, like clothing, a hamper, a hairbrush, toy collections, and cans of soup.
We even make personal sacrifices for each other.
Like the one time in college when I found out I was allergic to peanuts, Redmond's response was to also not eat peanuts out of solidarity.
Because compromising and making sacrifices is like second nature to us. It's like the first thing we ever learned as our feet grace this earth.
Yes.
Sharing is
before they even grace the earth, because we were sharing a room.
True. Sharing is caring, even in the womb, even outside the womb, even as adults. I'm even touching her shoulder to shoulder. We're sharing a seat low-key. Get away from me. You might be wondering why we're so set on coexisting with each other when that's even a little unconventional for twins.
So we'll give you an interesting perspective. We are both asexual and aromantic, which in short means we aren't interested in looking for a romantic or sexual partner ever in the future. So since we don't have the drive to find our other half or a significant other like other twins might have, it gives us less of a reason to want to separate, especially since we value platonic relationships much more than romantic ones.
I'm honestly like, I was born with my bestie, why am I gonna find anybody else? I kind of wish I could. kidding. I love you.
Okay. We have threatened each other's lives a few times while recording this,
but we love each other.
Yeah, definitely. In a sense, being a twin is being born into a marriage you didn't choose. Whether you stay together is up to you,
but regardless, you'll still face negative stereotyping throughout your life.
In our opinion, how twins are viewed is similar to how American sci-fi movies demonize Asia and use Asian culture as a set dressing for dystopian futuristic societies.
The West views being homogenous as a bad thing, so the future is rendered in a non-diverse and non-progressive way, while also leaning on a patchwork of Asian cityscapes, symbols, and cultural traditions.
Which reminds us of another negative twin trope commonly used in media, the evil mastermind twins.
In short, this trope can be summarized like this.
Twins equal clones, clones equal science, and science equals smart. And since they're clones, they might as well be robots, and since they're robots, all robots are evil, so they might as well be evil too.
These twins are often freakishly smart, act robotically, or just straight up villains. Or, more commonly, one twin is good and the other is evil. Think Mary and Susan from Johnny Test.
You cannot be my super genius prodigy twin sister.
Reverse Falls, Pine Twins, and Pop and Anti-Pops from Regular Show. We could keep going, but those are just some we thought of from the top of our heads.
Our head. I mean, we share the same brain cell. We are individuals, right?
This trope is really annoying because it leads to real life questions being asked to us.
Like, who's the evil twin?
It's her, by the way.
More often than not, twin tropes are used as a shorthand by people who have never met twins in real life.
They create a lot of misunderstandings and misconceptions, which can result in a lot of awkward and uncomfortable situations.
Here are some situations that's happened to us because we're twins. Have you ever been rejected from a job because an employer didn't want to tell you and your sister apart?
So as a result, she only picked one of you for the job, even though she needed 2 employees.
Have you ever had your boss or someone you just met straight up tell you they're not going to bother to remember your name because they're just going to confuse it with your sisters?
So you just have to nod and accept it, or else you'll just look like an unreasonable bitch? Have you ever had someone tell you, hey, I don't understand why that guy who had a crush on you that you rejected just doesn't go for your twin sister instead?
As if you're totally interchangeable and aren't your own individual people, right?
Do people stop, stare, and point at your sibling everywhere you go?
Do parents ever have to rip their children's gaze away from you in stores?
Do strangers ever ask you overly personal and sometimes sexual questions about you and your sibling before you even know their first name?
Can you remember the last time your own parents called you by your first name? I honestly can't.
I'll walk into a room by myself and be greeted with the hey girls, and then I'll look around like, where are the girls at? I think that's partially the reason why we're so indifferent to pronouns, because even when we're by ourselves, we're referred to as they, them.
So to all you they, thems out there, if you struggle with people not calling you by they, them, just get yourself a twin and you'll be all set.
For life.
Fun fact, our mom just realized she can call just one of us on the phone.
And not both of us. So,
damn.
Yeah.
This is just a small snippet of situations we've landed ourselves in as a result of just existing as siblings.
Well, twins, I guess.
So I had 3 rules when I found out I was having twins. One was they weren't going to be told who was older until they were like 13. The second thing was we were going to spend alone time with each one of them. And the third thing was I told them they were going to go to separate colleges.
At first, I personally thought that Friedman's first rule for her twin boys was like a little extra until I really thought about it.
Being labeled as a twin in society causes others to categorize you more in order to differentiate you. Growing up, Red Moon was known as the older twin who was bossier and more extroverted, while I was known as the younger twin who was quieter and more introverted. These labels can really stick to you. When someone decides these labels for you, that's all they'll see you as, even if you behave differently from them. As kids, we were also assigned our own colors. Red Moon often wore pink and I wore blue, as seen in a lot of her childhood photos. My favorite color nowadays is green, while Red Moon's favorite color is red. Both colors are pretty similar to our childhood OG pink and blue color assignments, and it really makes me wonder about how much of my personality is my own and how much of it was influenced by the labels I was given as a child. I know I'm capable of being bossy and loud, and Red Moon is capable of taking the back seat from time to time. But growing up with these labels really brainwashes you into thinking that's all you are and that's all you can be. And honestly, while doing research for this video, we kind of realized how sort of fucked over we were in our childhood to like some degree. Us being categorized as twins hasn't affected us too negatively because we are so similar and do generally get along. But for some twins, this can cause a lot of fighting because basically twins are in competition with each other all the time. Especially when the negative comparison comes into play.
So which one of you are taller? Which one of you are prettier? Who would you think?
I don't think.
Okay, who's fatter though? Who's fatter?
Really underweight.
Who's more talented? I don't think it's you to be, by the way. Also,
Fuck you.
oh my god, you're so mean. Why would you say that to me?
I'm sorry.
You told me to. This was in the script, I swear.
It can get ugly really fast. Like in the case of June and Jennifer, who despite appearing very close, actually harbored an extreme disdain for each other. They were tired of feeling like the same person, often viewing each other's identities as interchangeable. They summarized their dynamic like this. One day, she'd wake up and be me, and one day, I'd wake up and be her. And we used to say to each other, "Give me back myself. If you give me back myself, I'll give you back yourself." June actually felt possessed by her sister, claiming she was like a dark shadow, while Jennifer described them as fatal enemies. Not so fun fact, but we actually have great-great-grandmothers, and from family rumors, we learned that they actually spent the majority of their lives competing with each other. I forget which one, but one of the sisters stole the other sister's husband. All while living right next to each other in separate homes. Yeah, very toxic. In situations like this, one twin can feel sad or jealous that their other twin is having a more successful life than them, and the other twin can feel guilty when they're successful while their twin's not. Comparison can set up a really nasty dynamic pretty quickly. Also, our great-great-grandmother's names were Beatrice and Blanche. And I hate when parents name their twins like names that start with the same letter. Like it makes it harder for them to have their own individual identities if they're like June and Jennifer. Like you're just setting them up for failure. Like people are never gonna remember who's who if they're so similar. Like they're gonna mix them up all the time. I know you don't know our real names, but just know they don't sound similar.
When we're apart, we're friends. And when we're together, like you said, I think I'm just threatened that people don't see me, they see us.
Of course, these are both extreme cases of what could go wrong when society dehumanizes twins. Being stuck under a shared identity can really turn into a curse in the right situations. Although we think the idea of forcing twins to separate in order to quote-unquote save them isn't really the best solution in our opinion. At least in our case. We are so used to being together and we genuinely get along that separating us would be kind of detrimental. We not only share items, but we share ideas. We have been making YouTube videos together for 11 years. In fact, we're making a joint comic series together too, and honestly, we don't feel the need to stop the good thing we have going, you know? After 23 years of living pretty similar lives, we definitely don't feel like June or Jennifer. Like most twins, despite our closeness, we've always felt like individuals that are separate from each other. One twin from Kozak's study, when asked about how she views her twin, said, "I don't look physically at her. I see other things, and that's why I don't feel like we're alike at all. There's no similarity between the mental and emotional. When you know someone so well, it's hard to look at them just physically. You see who you see, but you don't look at the surface. When I see my twin, I see someone so completely different from me that our physical similarities just doesn't register anymore." Which is so fucking true. I don't see my twin, I just see Red Moon as her own person apart from me. And honestly, sometimes I'll stop and wonder when we're walking outside why so many people are stopping and staring at us. Because we just view being a twin as like fucking normal. Yeah, like it's not a big deal to us at all. I actually had a guy in college ask me if I've ever taken a photo of myself, looked back at it, and thought it was a picture of my sister instead. Like, bitch, how stupid do you think I am? It just goes to show you that twins is often what people will see you as first before they see you as your own individual person, which can definitely be very isolating at times. It can even lead to twins folding under pressure and, according to Thomas Corser, collapsing the distinction between themselves in various ways. Twins may use their names joined with a hyphen to refer to themselves more dramatically, using me me instead of us and referring to themselves like sit between me instead of sit between us. Personally, growing up, we struggled using words like I when talking about ourselves separately, often opting for words like us and we. Like we said, we've been YouTubers for 11 years, and if you look back in our old YouTube descriptions, you can see this in action. Anyways, let's get back to the incest. Okay, I know that was a terrible transition, but considering everything we've been saying in this video so far, we can start to understand the Island Boys statement we mentioned at the beginning of this video a little bit. Yeah, we didn't forget about them. I know y'all were getting worried. Anyway, their justification for how kissing each other is not disgusting because they're twins doesn't make any sense when you consider them siblings like they most definitely are. The only way we can make sense of their defense is to argue that they are still conditioned to view themselves as an entity and not as individuals. Them saying it's okay because we're twins is essentially them saying it's okay, we're one entity or a unit. We operate as one person. They could possibly be saying, is it really weird to kiss a mirror or yourself? I mean, we're not trying to defend them at all, because what the fuck kind of defense is that? But considering how they might have been conditioned, I can see why they thought that made, any type of fucking sense at all. But it is also obvious that they're just trying to get views by catering to the twin fetishizers, which is one of the worst things you could do as a twin online and in private if we're being honest. They follow the twin trope creepily close but in a romantic way. Unfortunately, the trope is very common in anime and other media. It's popular, so I can see why they did it, even if it makes me want to die and claw my eyes out. We hate the Island Boys for real, but we low-key feel bad for them because their relationship doesn't seem very healthy at all. So like we said, we've been chronically online for a while now, so how do we play into twin tropes? On social media, we do use being twins to our advantage a little bit, but we aren't exactly trying to cater to specific tropes. Unlike the Da Vinci twins, we don't make up a cartoonish persona, we truly just act like our normal selves online. We just happen to be twins. I think we're just waving a little flag around like, hey guys, we're twins, look over here, but we don't do that too often.
Do you know you have 30 minutes? Are you kidding me? 30, yes.
Yes, our username is 2Dream, and we gave ourselves similar sounding fake names, but we don't make ourselves into a circus attraction 24/7. In the past, we have talked about being twins on YouTube and on TikTok, but it's been in an effort to humanize us and our lived experiences, not to clout chase and collect the twin fetishizers and trope enjoyers. The worst thing we do is purposely plan to talk at the same time and finish each other's sentences in videos, but it's because we write scripts for these videos and reading them can be kind of boring, so we just wanted to spice it up a little bit. But besides that, we try to differentiate ourselves and act like we normally would. Anything else you deem as us feeding into twin tropes is honestly just us being ourselves. So what is the point of this video? Well, we really wanted to give non-twins a view into what it's like living as a twin in society. And if so, so if you're a twin, think twice before you fucking say you want a twin, before you talk to a twin, before you breathe in front of a twin, before you even look at a twin, okay? Just treat them like their own individual person. Goddamn, is that so much to ask? Oh, and if you're a writer or an artist trying to create twin characters, maybe try fleshing them out a bit more. If you want a list of good twin tropes, make sure to check out this video we made a while ago, although in short, just watch Gravity Falls for good twin rep.
Love!
Oh, hey, what's that?
Huh?
Anyways, having a twin is not only having someone that can match your freak, but having someone who can amplify your freak. Imagine being called a freak before your feet even grace this earth. Us core. Basically, no one will be able to match our freak, not even the Da Vinci twins.
Excuse me, who painted the Mona Lisa?
Mona Lisa, yeah. Dubbing.
As a twin in life and on social media, will you succumb to twin tropes or will you fight against them despite people trying to pigeonhole you into a category? Yes, it's really tempting to give people what they want, but if you're a twin, just remember to never dehumanize yourself for another person's enjoyment. Unless you want to, I guess. Anyway, that was a terrible conclusion to come to. But just remember, to dream is to expand your imagination and to create your reality. Anything is possible and things don't have to make sense. See you in our next video.